Welcome. This is a short little tutorial to help with your feet, legs, hips, and back. So what I'm going to ask that you have is a small ball. I like these small little spiky balls. You can get at running stores and various other places. And a yoga block. So let's start with our feet. Placing your foot directly on the ball so your heel is touching the ball. Put a little spring in your support leg and you're going to go side to side with the ball. See if you can get a sense of your heel. So you're just in the heel now. You're going side to side. You might feel a few tight areas and just give them a little bit of sensory input from the ball. If it's too much, just lighten up the amount of pressure you're applying and breathe. So I'm going side to side on my heel. I'm feeling a little tightness. I lessen up on the pressure there. Then I'm gonna let my heel actually go back and touch my mat. It's down on the floor. I'm gonna let my foot, to the best of my ability, drape over the ball. From here, I'm gonna do that same side to side action. Now, as you're doing this movement, notice any tight areas. This could be potentially quite beneficial for your whole postural chain. So you want to be sure that you get into that area. Maybe you need to lighten up the amount of pressure you're applying initially, and then as that tissue softens, you can begin to go a little deeper. Now find an area and just kind of let those toes hang. Feel your feet. Feel if you're breathing. It's tempting to hold the breath. Now you're going to come underneath your toes and go side to side. So all toes are receiving some hydration, some sensory input from the ball, and you're breathing. So notice how that feels. Then when you come to your toes, you're actually going to grab the ball with your foot and strengthen the muscles of your feet by doing that. Noticing that particular piece as well. Then come to the other leg. Let's try that same sequence. So place your heel on the ball and go side to side. Notice if this foot feels different from the other. Notice if there's any lightness in that first foot you did. Notice if you're breathing. It's a lot to take in as you're going through this. Pay attention. It is your body. Take good care of it and it will serve you well. Now come so your heel is actually touching the surface you're on. Let your foot drape over the ball to the best of your ability and do that micro movement side to side as well. Noticing the fascia on the bottom of your foot. It's quite tight, it's quite thick. That's why we're doing this, to loosen it up, to give it some elasticity, to give our whole postural chain possibility. Side to side, find that initial spot, let your foot drape over the ball. Then come to the front where your toes are, that transverse arch, and move from your big toe to your little toe. Go side to side. Feel the ball, feel the foot, notice anything you can. Should feel pretty good. And then you're going to lift the ball. And you can do straight up and down massage with the ball as well. So you can go up and down. You're going to breathe. Now the next one is going to be for your shins and your quads. It's a little more intense. So you can come to all fours, take the ball, and if you have a block you may want to work with. Not mandatory, but you might want to try it out. Place the ball on a block. If you have a carpeted surface, you'll be fine as well. This provides a little bit more padding. Place your knee on the ball. Now you're going to the outside edge of your knee, and you're going to move your lower leg up and down the block and the ball. Now I do prefer to have the ball down and go back and forth. And you can regulate how much of your weight you want to drive into the ball. Take the ball the other leg now, same idea. Place it on the front of your knee, the lateral part of your leg, and easiest if you point your toes here and go up and down your lower leg. Do that 5 to 6 times. You may want to do a little bit of tapping of your feet. That feels good on that anterior part of your legs, and notice if you're able to keep breathing as you're doing that. Now we're going to take it into the front leg area. This area can be quite tight, so be gentle with yourself by coming onto your belly. Place the ball in the quads. Come up on your forearms. tuck your toes under, and you're gonna slide back and forth on the ball. Now, just for a little upper body strength, press your forearms down into the floor and breathe. You can regulate the amount of pressure into the ball by doing it in this fashion. So your quads are now receiving a nice massaging action. Then you're going to take the ball to the front of your left quadricep, front leg area we're working with. Press in, lift up, go up and down. You know you're getting some good core work as you do this. You're also releasing your quads. And you're breathing. Now I'm going to have you come all the way onto your back and we're going to do a release for some of the external rotator muscles. So these are your hip muscles. You're going to take the ball to place on one hip. Place it behind the hip. Take your block. Put it where your leg bone and your hip meet and let the leg fall out to the side. Palms up, fingers spread, head relaxed. Now, if you're not feeling anything there, take the ball, move it to another spot. There's always a tight spot or two here. You're going to stay here ideally for about a minute. And you're going to breathe as you let that leg relax into the block and your posterior hip muscles, your external rotators, piriformis being one of them, relax into the ball. You also get a nice shoulder release if you spread your hands and let your shoulders drop back and down. Then you're going to come up, take the ball to the other hip. Take the block to the other leg, where your leg bone and your hip meet, and you're going to let that knee drop out to the side. Just let that tissue relax into the ball. Easiest thing to do is to breathe. I'm not holding these for a full minute, but I would encourage you to try that to give the tissue its fullest possibility. Shoulders relax, fingers spread. Keep that breathing going. Feel that nice sense of ease in the hips, relaxation in your legs. And we'll try two more things with the ball. So you take the ball above one hip beside one part of your spine, lower spine. Drop your chin, pull your leg in, stay here and breathe, lower back. So you're hydrating your lower back here. You're giving it a little bit of sensory input, but you're also increasing circulation, flexibility, and mobility. Give it two more breaths. Relaxing your body right into the ball, opening up that tissue. Working with your own breath, place that foot and leg down. Take the ball to the other side of your lower back, place it right above the hip beside the spine, and draw your leg in. Look down and breathe. Breathing not only helps the area you're working on, helps bring you into parasympathetic tone, rest and digest. Unwinding the mind as much as the body. Give it one or two more breaths. Release that. From here, you're going to take the block out, and now you may want to grab a second block and open up to a nice frog pose. So once again, I want to support my upper hips. I want to be able to relax in the frog, dropping my chin, spreading my fingers, relaxing my shoulders. In frog, you can press the bottom of your feet towards each other. And probably easiest to do that intermittently. So I press my feet for a couple seconds, and then I let my legs drop into the blocks. I relax, I breathe, and then I do it again. Once again, another posture. Nice to hold for about a minute. Connective tissue needs a little bit more time to relax, to rehydrate, to receive stimulation that our muscles do. Just take 2 or 3 more breaths in the frog. Relaxing those shoulders, spreading those fingers wide. Now bring your knees up and together. You're going to come all the way up now and take the ball with you to the wall. We're going to do a quick upper body release. You're going to take the ball between one scapula and your spine. So you're in the upper back area, rhomboids. You're going to bend your knees, and you're just going to go up and down the wall. So once again, I'm spreading my hands, relax my shoulders, and I'm going up and down. Now if I find a spot I want to work with, I'm going to stay there. Just move my arm. I'm going to rotate my arm inward and outward, breathing as I do that rotation of my arm. Then I'm going to take the ball to the other side of my spine, doing that same movement up and down. So I'm feeling the area between my scapula bone and my spine as I roll on the ball. I find that one spot, and I just go ahead and move my hand, my arm bone. So you want to do your arm bone, upper humerus, and your wrist bones. You can do both of them if you like. And there you go. It's a little release for your hips, back, feet, and spine. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.